Creating goals in life is generally considered important as they can provide direction, motivation, and a sense of purpose in your life. So when is the best time to come up with goals for life? I guess we can all agree that it's at the beginning of every year because we can say goodbye to ourselves from the past year and feel like we can transform ourselves into something better in the new year, right? But time is such an interesting concept. I remember my colleague telling me that it's gonna be Christmas soon at the beginning of 2023, and I didn't believe him at the time. However, time did fly by like a Japanese bullet train, and we are already in 2024, which I can't still believe to this day. So I clearly underestimated how much time I would have in a year, and I must admit that I failed to achieve my biggest goal of 2023, which was that I wanted to be good at public speaking. I'm gonna talk about why this happened, but before getting into it, would you take a quick look at this thumbnail of the video where I talked about my biggest goal in 2023? Don't I look happy like I'm filled with hope to be achieving the biggest goal of my life? Well, I was wrong. So my biggest goal was for me to become good at public speaking, and what I mean by that was mainly for me to be able to speak to a group of people with confidence. Oh, and when I say many people, you might be thinking like hundreds of people, but to me, speaking to 3 or more is already too many. I set this as my goal without giving much thought to it, and if I think about it, I've been working for a foreign company in Japan, and I noticed that the company frequently asks me what my next goal is. I believe this comes from a good intention for me to grow, but sometimes this constant way of creating goals and achieving them makes me wonder if living my life on my own terms is not good enough to be grateful for. The company also provides us with many occasions to talk in front of people, such as online presentations, etc. And I guess that encouraged me to set this goal in 2023. However, I soon realized that this goal was not something that I wanted so badly to achieve, and this biggest goal of mine was just an aspiration without actual plans, dedication, or passion, because I felt perfectly fine with who I was and how I talked to others. This is the reason why I failed to achieve it. It's like somebody whose New Year's resolution is to eat healthily, but they eat junk food the next day thinking that they will start the day after, but repeat the cycle of eating junk food for the rest of the year. But to me, we say a lot of things that we don't mean. If we really have reasons to change, we would be taking action before talking about it to others. This is just my perspective. For example, about a month ago, I bought a new pair of shoes, and I stupidly forgot to protect them with waterproof spray before going on a trip to Tokyo, and within a day, they became dirty. I love using things with care and as long as possible, so to me, it was a wake-up call that I had to take better care of my shoes. So I bought all the shoe cleaning kits on Amazon, and as soon as I got home, I started cleaning all the shoes and used waterproof spray on all of them. You see, I wanted them to be clean and shiny from the bottom of my heart, so I quickly took action to make it happen. There's no excuse as to why I failed to achieve my goal, and I'm not going to come up with ways to motivate myself to finally achieve the goal this year. In fact, I would like to inform you that I give up on this goal, because the more I think about the idea of it, the more I feel that it doesn't sound like who I am. I am confident that I am good at being consistent, but it only applies to things that I love and care about. Unfortunately, my aspiration to become good at public speaking didn't make the cut. So I wasn't able to achieve this goal due to obvious reasons, and I would like to apologize for the fact that I told you guys about it without considering it more. This is because I do want to be the person who does what he says, but I didn't meet that expectation. Next time, I'll do better. But you know what? It is okay to change your mind after deciding to do something. The important thing is to always revisit your goals and see if they align with your values and who you want to become. Also, it is okay to give up on the goal you set for yourself because you find that it is not what you wanted after trying it for a while or giving more thought. This is because once you find the right goals for yourself, you will pursue them without thinking twice about them, just like my shoe cleaning example. I understand that creating goals provides us with positive aspects in our lives. However, I need to emphasize that feeling satisfied with who you already are is such a powerful thing. We as a society are inclined to perceive more as always a positive thing, but we need to be mindful that people who feel satisfied with where they are do exist, and both of these people are great. Although I failed to achieve the biggest goal of 2023, I achieved many other goals. I was able to finally meet Anna's family in Scotland and her great friends in the States, which Anna and I talked about making happen at the very beginning of our relationship. Talking to them, learning how Anna was raised, and observing how she interacted with them allowed me to truly understand why she is an amazing person. I also confirmed with myself that I love being the one to ask questions, because when I'm not the one talking, I feel that I can gather a lot of interesting information from people around me and my surroundings, which excites me and fulfills my heart. I guess I was born to be an introvert after all, but I was glad to be able to see that through the experiences of having conversations with others in 2023. So I decided that I was not gonna make any specific goals for this year. On the 1st of January, a big earthquake happened in Noto Peninsula in Japan. And first, I would like to express my sincere condolences and sympathy towards the people affected by this. Though the effect of the earthquake was not significant in my area, our apartment was swaying for about a minute, and all we could do was to hide under the table until it was over. When facing a natural disaster like this, I am reminded how powerless I am, and it is totally out of my control. But at the same time, I feel appreciative for being here today, and it teaches me the importance of being in the present. What I can control is what is happening right now, so hopefully I can show my gratitude for being alive through what I do for others and how I live my life every day. To all of you who are watching this video, thank you so much for your continuous support on this channel, and hopefully I will keep creating more videos this year. That's the end of the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. If you liked this video, please give this video a thumbs up, because when you hit the like button, the YouTube algorithm helps my channel grow and reach people who are interested in the topics that I discuss on my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing, and I will keep creating videos that are worth your time. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!